In this video, we're going to be discussing question number 6 on the Geometry Arizona Merit Test. And it's talking about, so please have this paper in front of you. It's talking about a cone. When I see that, I think, what is the formula for the cone? So, it's just one thing to think about. And it says this: Hannah has a cone made of steel and another cone made of granite. Each cone has a height of 10 centimeters and a radius of 4 centimeters. That means that they're both the same size. The density of steel is approximately 7.75 grams per cubic centimeter, and the density of granite is approximately 2.75 grams per cubic centimeter. So look, steel weighs a whole bunch more than granite, okay? What is the difference to the nearest gram of the masses of the cones? Well, when it says difference, that makes my mind immediately think subtraction. If I say to you, what is the difference between your age and your mother's age, or your age and your friend's age, you're going to subtract somewhere along the line. All right, so I know a couple of things right now about this problem. I know I'm going to subtract. I also know that I have to know the formula for the volume of the cone, not surface area. I have to know how much, can this cone, how many cubic centimeters will it hold? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is, draw a cone here. All right, I know that the height is 10, and I know that the radius is 4. All right, I know that. Now, next I have to know what is the formula. Well, the volume of a cone, the formula is V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay, let me show you what that means. So when I'm solving this, V equals, I'm going to go 3.14, that's pi, times the radius squared. What's 4 squared? 16. What's the height? 10. And I'm going to divide the whole thing by 3. So that, I think, helps you with getting rid of that. And when I do that, get out the old calculator, 3.14 times 16 times 10 equals 502 divided by 3 equals 167.466, and it, there's a bunch of numbers after this, so I'm just going to round it off to that. All right. I know that this cone can hold 146 little tiny cubes. All right, there's 167 of these deals. So there's 167 little cubes in this cone. All right. Now, here's the thing. One of these little cubes weighs 7.75 grams. The other one of these little cubes weighs 2.75 grams. Steel, granite. Okay? Now, so if I have 167 and they each weigh this much, how will I find out how much the whole cone weighs? What will I have to do? Well, I can add it. I can add that 167 times, or I can just multiply. So I'm going to multiply once. Well, I've already got my 167 in there. So I'm going to go times 7.75 equals. And I'm going to say that's 1297.8667. I'll round it off just like that. All right. But now I have to do the same thing for the granite. So I'm going to go 167.4667 times 2.75 to see how much the granite cone is going to weigh. The granite cone is only going to weigh 460.533, whatever. All right. Well, I want to know the difference. This guy weighs, the steel thing weighs quite a bit. And you can see it's like 1/3 of the difference here. The granite, which is, rock, it's a little bit less, quite a bit less. All right, so we'll subtract. 7 take away 4 is 3. 6 take away 3 is 3. 6 take away 3 is 3. 8 take away 5 is 3. 7 take away 0. 9 take away 6. And 12 take away 4. Now they're asking us to round that off to the nearest gram. So are you going to say 837 or are you going to say 838? Well, you're going to round it off to 837. And by the way, that is the correct answer. Okay? If you had gotten anything between 837, my answer key says, if you got anything between 837 and 838.1, or any of those numbers, they would count it right. And the difference, guys, is going to be on how many decimal points, you round it off to. So 837 is a perfect answer. All right, so to find that, you had to figure out how many cubes can be in that little cone. And you figured that out by figuring out volume. When you solve for volume, you're finding cubes. So there were that many cubes in that cone. Now, one of them, each one is going to weigh 7.75 grams. So when I multiply that, this is how much that thing will weigh. And then one of them only weighs 2.75 grams. When I multiply that, that's what it weighs. And to find out the difference means subtract, I just subtract. And there's my answer.